Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to News and Views with Fazlin Franceman Talib on Salam Media. I'm with you from 8 until 10. Emerging VAC Sharia, South Africa's first and only Sharia compliant family medical takaful and wellness product, wishes all listeners a Ramadan Kareem. Download the EmergiVac app today and get free immediate access to the EmergiVac Sharia collection of du'as, hadith, Quran, and much more. So, on today's show, we're going to be talking about, Ramadan from a Turkish perspective. And this particular segment is Ramadan reflections, and we will be talking about what are some of the traditions that the Turkish people do, both with regards to Ramadan as well as Eid, both in Turkey and in comparison to South Africa. So our special guest that we have today is Dr. Halim Gençoğlu, who's a Turkish native residing in South Africa. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Halim. How are you?
Aleyküm selam ve rahmetullah. Elhamdülillah, I am very well. Thank you for having me.
Good, alhamdulillah. So in this segment, we generally look at or focus on Ramadan from different aspects and different Muslim communities around the world. So do you want to, take our viewers into what life is like within the Turkish community with regards to Ramadan?
Shukran, Faiza. You must remember that Turkey has a rich history, especially about Islamic tradition in the Asia Minor. We call it today Anatolia. Because Turkey was established the Republic of Turkey today, established based on Ottoman tradition. Ottoman Empire was the last great Islamic empire in the world history. And certainly it actually lasted 600 years, 6th century. And before Ottoman Empire, there was a Selçuk Empire in Anatolia. It's another Turkish empire. So we are talking about 1,000-year historical journey in that land. So why I am emphasizing this? Because if you just drive towards to countryside in Turkey, you will see many madrasas, mosques established 800 years ago. One of them is like Sivas Divri Mosque, established 800 years ago. So this is this historical background, of course, affect Islamic tradition. Even you are not a religious man. You are a secular guy. Let's say you directly or indirectly you get attraction from this history. So what we do in Ramadan, even in Istanbul, when you just walk to streets in the Ramadan, today actually just I think it's Arefe day today. Tomorrow is Eid in Turkey. Here we are going to still recite the moon in sea point, inshallah. But in Turkey, it's they already decided, so it's going to be tomorrow, the Eid. So what they do before the Eid, today, what they do, they visit the graves. It's a kind of religious. It can't be, of course, a practice, but it's kind of religious tradition. We visit religious shirins, madrasas, mosques. We clean them, including graveyards. We go and we clean our graveyards. Why we do this in Turkey? We remember the dead before we die. And we respect, of course, our ancestors, pioneers, Islamic Muslim leaders. our ancestors. But so it's, of course, cleanliness is part of Islamic tradition as well. So we want to see them clean and nice, tidy. I mean, graveyards. As I said, even if you go to Turkish graveyards today, just before the Eid, you see many people. They go there, they clean around graves, they look after their graveyards, and also they give sadaqah today, because tomorrow people may be needy. They will give, they need something for Bayram. I mean, the Eid. So that's another thing. We provide sadaqah for a needy before the Eid.
So you're residing in South Africa at the moment, and if you were to compare Ramadan and Eid in Turkey versus South Africa, what is some of the differences and also similarities that you've found between our two different cultures?
Basically, yes, I'm staying in South Africa for more than a decade. I'm teaching here, but this is, we must remember that it's Islamic tradition we are talking about. It's so, of course, there are lots of similarities, but in Ramadan and in the first day, usually we visit the elderly people. I think it's quite similar in South Africa as well, because I am invited to a family here. It's Effendi family. They invited me to visit them. They are, of course, the descendant of Ottoman scholars in South Africa. So they treat me like their son. So I go and visit them, and it's a kind of tradition. I think it's similar. I have very good friends in Bukap also. I go and visit them. What is difference in South Africa and Turkey? We don't recite moon anymore. We don't check moon, but I love it in South Africa. It's so quite traditional and beautiful. I mean, it's a kind of activity in South African for South African Muslims. In fact, why I like it, because 100 years ago it was the same in Turkey. Ottoman Empire. I mean, they also did similar things. I just noticed that your surname is Talib. I don't know if you are from that particular Talib family, Talibuddin family, because Talib, there was a well-known scholar, Imam Talibuddin in South Africa. He was the one actually who had important correspondence between South African Muslims and Istanbul, Ottoman Caliphate. And he was asking Ottoman Empire when they are going to when the Eid day is going to be. So there were important, interesting also correspondence. I just read them in Turkish archives. Interesting letters. They were, I mean, South African Muslims were still asking Turkish Empire until the First World War what to do about Eid. So because Ottoman Empire in just 1914 and just before the First World War, Ottoman Empire sent here 40 Quran sent to Cape Town. Imam Talibuddin received them. 40 Qurans to give them to prominent imams in South Africa. So imagine, I mean, how we were close, but unfortunately, apartheid government destroyed this connection between Turkey, because there was racial discrimination, and even Muslim people were classified as non-white, let's say Bilek in South Africa. And so then Turkish Republic protest South African government until 1994, the end of apartheid, because of this apartheid regime, the racist regime. So that, of course, affected the relationship between Cape Muslims and Turkish state as well.
So, shukran so much, Dr. Halim. That was Dr. Halim. He is a Turkish native residing in South Africa. He unpacked for us very beautifully the connections between Turkey and South Africa, its traditions, and also just how interconnected our cultures actually are. Shukran so much. And if tomorrow is Eid, Eid Mubarak to your family. And if not the next day, then so be it.
Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.